Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, hello everyone, my name is Kharisma Winalda from English Education Class 2024 Muhammadiyah University of Student Rappang. Okay, so in this video, I will explain about Chapter 1 from Book Translation and Interpreting. So in this chapter, there are 4 main topics that will be discussed. The first is what translation is. The second is translation and interpreting. The third is why translation is important. And the last one is how to find the right translator. So now let's start with the first slide. Okay, so in this first slide, we will talk about what translation is. So translation is the process of transferring meaning from one language into another language. In other words, translation happens when a text is written in one language is changed into another language, so that people who speak a different language can understand the message. In translation, there are 2 important terms that we need to know. The first one is source language, which is the original language of the text. The second one is target language, which is the language used to deliver the translated message to the readers. However, translation is not simply changing words from one language into another language. A translator must understand the meaning, context, and intonation of the original text. This is important because different languages often have different grammar, sentence structures, and experience. Now, because of that, a translator needs to make sure that the message in the translator text is still clear and natural for the readers in the target language. So after understanding the basic idea of translation, let's continue to the next slide, see the difference between translation and interpreting. Okay, so in this slide, we will discuss translation and interpreting. These 2 terms are often used together, but they are actually different. First, translation deals with a written text. Translator usually work with materials such as books, articles, academic papers, documents, or websites. Because the text is written, translator usually have more time to read the text carefully, analyze the meaning, and revise their translation before producing the final result. So, on the other hand, interpreting deals with spoken language. Interpreters translate message orally when someone is speaking. This usually happens in situations such as conferences, meetings, interviews, or international events. Another important difference is that interpreting often happens in real time, which means the interpreter has to listen and translate the message almost immediately. Now, because of this, interpreting requires strong listening skills, quick thinking, and good speaking ability. So, we can see the translation focuses on written communication, while interpreting focuses on spoken communication. So now that we understand the difference between translation and interpreting, let's move to the next slide to discuss why translation is important. So first, translation helps people from different countries communicate with each other even if they speak different languages. Without translation, it will be very difficult for people to exchange ideas, information, and knowledge across different cultures. Second, translation allows knowledge and information to spread globally. Many books, research papers, and educational materials are translated into different languages so that more people around the world can access them. The third, translation also plays an important role in international business and global cooperation. So companies that operate in different countries need translation for documents, product information, advertisements, and communication with international partners. In addition, translation also helps people understand different cultures and perspectives. Through translated books, movies, and literature, people can learn about the traditions, ideas, and values of other societies. So, because of these reasons, translation becomes an important bridge to connect people from different parts of the world. So after discussing the importance of translation, let's move to the next slide, which explains how to find the right translator. Okay, so in this slide, we will discuss how to find the right translator. So a good translator must first have a strong understanding of both the source language and the target language. This helps them understand the original message clearly and express it accurately in another language. Second, a translator should also understand culture behind the languages. Language and culture are closely related. So, cultural language or knowledge helps translator avoid misunderstandings and produce translations that sound natural. The third, a translator should have good writing skills in the target language. Even if someone understands the original text well, the translation will not be effective if it's not written clearly and smoothly. Finally, a translator should also have knowledge about the subject of the text, such as education, business, law, or technology. This helps them translate specialized terms correctly. So, with these abilities, a translator can produce translations that are accurate, clear, and easy for readers to understand. So, in conclusion, translation plays an important role in communication between people who speak different languages. Translation helps transfer meaning from a source language to a target language so that message can be understood by a wider audience. It is different from interpreting because translation deals with written text while interpreting focuses on spoken communication. Overall, translation helps people share knowledge, connect cultures, and communicate more effectively to this global world. So that's our discuss about what is translation chapter 1 from book Translation and Interpreting. Thank you for listening to me and thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.